All right, man. Second bit of news. We only gonna talk about a couple things and then we'll move on. But we have some more layoffs. Womp womp. This again is getting old, but this one is definitely not surprising given that we literally just talked about EA doing a layoff. So Respawn, the actual studio under EA, they just had some layoffs, and one of the people who actually were following the social media manager Alex, he put after 20 years and 20 years, I'm tripping, 20 seasons of Apex and 5 years at Respawn. Nearly to the day, her job has been made redundant and she got laid off. What up, Ace? Working on the game and supporting the community has truly been an honor of my career and a highlight of my life. She got a lot of love. She got a lot of love on that tweet, but it's sad, man, because I mean, at one point I liked Apex. I mean, at one point I like Apex. It's not the same game anymore. A lot of changes happened, and I just got bored of it. I think I'm just bored of battle royale games. Period. But and I mean, Respawn. I like the other stuff that Respawn does. I'm not into Apex anymore. So it is what it is. They laid off. It doesn't say because it's about EA. I don't think it says how many people that they laid off on this tweet, but I mean on this article. But I mean, like I said, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. Yep, layoffs happen every day. It is super unfortunate. But say build engineer Tyler Owen said he's completely gutted, but his most recent layoffs. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think anybody knows how many people got laid off, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Like I said, I hate to be numb to this situation because it's been happening all year. It's been happening all last year, or at least the mainly really the second half of 2023. And like I said, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop anytime soon. It might go through the rest of 2024 and into 2025 before we, potentially see, I guess, everything balance out. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know when that balance will happen. Hopefully it does happen sooner rather than later because it's pretty ridiculous right now, that it continues to happen. Like I said, at least in the game, especially in the gaming industry, a lot of these jobs that people had were their dream jobs. Like people wanted to work in video games. They finally got the job that they wanted with the studio that they revered, and then all of a sudden at not even probably they probably didn't even get 2 weeks notice. A lot of them probably with the layoff didn't even get 2 weeks notice, and all of a sudden you find out that you out of here. So it sucks. And it says so they cannot afford to pay these people with no need. So my theory of what's been going on the past year is a lot of these companies overhired. A lot of these companies overhired during the pandemic and made up a lot of positions that they honestly shouldn't have done. But a lot of these companies during the pandemic, they realized that, hey, I can get a lot of people to work remote because now I don't have to potentially pay for, I don't have to pay for office space. I don't have to pay for relocation. Like I can just pay people to work remotely. And I don't have to bear that extra cost. So a lot of these companies overhired and they made up positions. And now that the pandemic is, all but over, now all these companies are like, hey, like a lot of these made up positions, they don't have work for them anymore. So that's one part. A lot of these positions don't have work for them anymore. And two, all these, quote unquote, extra jobs, now these companies are not seeing the same profit that they saw during the pandemic years 2020, 2021, 2022. So leading into 2023, now it's time to get rid of the fat. But my problem is, yeah, and exactly what you said, Spectre, and that's what I was going to get on because I got on this the last time I talked about this. My problem is all the money, all the fat that they're trimming are going directly to the execs. They're getting their bonuses still. And I feel like that's super messed up because it's one thing to not have work for a particular job position anymore. But if you're literally not doing anything, but you're saying, hey, like we lost X amount of dollars, we lost, this percentage, we didn't have a good 2023, numbers aren't up, blah, blah, blah. And then you're firing all these people and then you're still putting money in the exec's pocket. That's super messed up, man. That's greed. That's greed at this point. And that's the part that I really have a problem with. Like, I already have a problem with people just getting laid off, essentially for no reason. But and it's like when the execs are just putting it back in their pocket, it's like, what's the freaking point, bro? What is the point? Like, that's messed up. So it's tragic. Social media taught people to overshare about layoffs. In your opinion, yes, you use social media to land a new opportunity. You also feel like people share with people. Yeah, I agree with that, Ace. And that's what I was going back to, like when people, Gen Z, finding it to be a new trend to talk about their jobs and the fact that they can't get a job, or are talking about their experience in the workplace. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of that trend. So, but I mean, also when you're forward facing, like with social media people, like, I mean, you literally, like, you're the one who's posting, all the social media posts. I feel like those people, I feel like they're definitely exempt. Like, if you're working in marketing, stuff like that, like when you're literally making the stuff that people see on a day-to-day basis, and like you're talking to people like the community manager, the social media manager, I feel like it you definitely should, talk about it. But again, you're forward facing. But I don't feel like this should be reserved for everybody. But again, at the same time, I'm not going to tell people what they should do, because people grieve in different ways. Like, a lot of people were very distraught, sad, all the negative emotions. And I can't tell them, hey, like, don't, maybe you shouldn't tweet that, or maybe you shouldn't put that, like, on your LinkedIn or something. So I see both sides. I'm not the biggest fan, but I can see why people do that. I can see why people let the industry know that, hey, like, I got fired and I'm looking for work, because there are people have developed those relationships, especially in the video game industry, and there are people that care about you and can help you land on your feet at another game studio or whatever that you're doing. So it can work. Do I think that there's any correlation between the layoffs and the canceled game? I mean, yeah, it's 100%. Literally in this article here, the Mandalorian game that was in development got canceled because of EA's restructuring. So yeah, there is a definite correlation, and we're seeing a problem here again, going back to like WB situation and Suicide Squad not doing good. Now WB is just going to blame Suicide Squad for their sales being bad. They're just going to use that game alone as a catalyst this year for them not making a profit, or for them not making as much money as they normally would have if Suicide Squad would have been a hit. So, with that being said, if Warner Brothers, if we see them having more layoffs, if all of a sudden we hear that Rocksteady is no more, then they're going to just blame it on Suicide Squad. And they're going to be like, well, any other game that we were about to make just got canceled because this one failed. They're gonna do that. So there is a correlation. There definitely is a correlation there. A lot of studios just shouldn't come out with these games, in my opinion. Like I said, we're literally about to be in a situation where they said 90% of game studios have live service games, and that's not going to work. That is not going to work. That's a bad thing. That's a bad thing for the industry. It's a bad thing for the industry. So with that being said, more of these games are going to fail. More of these games are going to fail. And these companies, these execs, are going to do the same thing. It's going to be rinse and repeat. Once their live service game fails, they're going to say, oh, because of this, now we're having more layoffs. Because of this, now more games are getting canceled. So they're just going to keep restructuring due to these failed games. It's going to suck. What up, Cammy? It's going to suck. And I hope that a lot of these studios reconsider making these live service games, because that's not the way that you want to go. That's not the way that you want to go. So Suicide Squad is the most recent example of a live service game that failed. The most recent example, and people are going to continue to use Suicide Squad as a catalyst to explain. I hope that people get scared. I honestly hope that these studios get scared and afraid and be like, hey, we seen that game fail over there because they try to make it live service. Maybe we shouldn't do it. And we're going to see a lot more games get canceled beforehand, before they even come out. But again, when you cancel these games, if you have these people who, aka resources, you're spending money, you're using resources into these games, and they're in development, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh well, we're not going to make it anymore, they cancel it. It's still going to be the same situation. You're not going to lose as much money as if you would have brought the game out, but you're still going to lose money. It's still at a loss whether you come out with the game or not. Whether it's good or not is subjective, but you're still going to lose money if you spent 2, 3, 4, 5 years of making a game and then you don't come out with it and all of a sudden you just cancel it. Like, it's bad. It's bad. So I feel like the game industry has to hit the reset button. We do, because live service ain't the way. That's not the way that you want to go. I think that we need to refocus on good single player games or co-op games. I mean, we're seeing what games are currently popular right now. Helldivers is the big one. At the point, Power World was big. Like, we're seeing these games that can pop off, like, that are actually good. But live service is not the way to go right now. Live service is not the way to go. Stupid question: is Sims 4 considered a live service game? Now you got me thinking, is it really considered a live service game? Because I mean, they're constantly coming out with updates. I mean, I guess it can be, but yeah, I mean, live service does require you to be online. So I don't know, because I haven't played The Sims in forever. Like, can you go online and play with other people on The Sims now, or just still mainly you're just doing things by yourself? I mean, they're coming out with updates, but I don't think it's considered that. I don't think it's in that category. Nah, it's not then. Nah, if it's single player, it's not live service. It's not live service. Live service does require you to be online, and typically it's you playing with other people, whether it's PvP or PvE. So no, it's not. It's not. Yeah, I think they just have updates, but I don't think that is necessary. How long is The Sims 4? When did The Sims 4 come out? Actually, I'll if you don't know, I forgot. When did The Sims? Dang, 2014. You know what? You know what? I might change my mind. It actually might be. Damn, it's been 10 years. I mean, it's single player, but hey, and there are no Sims 4 is the last one, right? It's no Sims 5. And when is the Sims 5 coming out? Like, is that okay? So it seemed like it's on the radar, maybe 2025, 2026. So yeah, I mean, 10 years, that's a long time. I didn't realize it's been that long. And that's and Sims 4, Sims is still under EA, right? Yeah, under EA. Huh. I mean, it might be. I would think it might be. Like, dang, I didn't realize it's been that long. Wow. Okay. See, perspective, man. Time just flies by. Time just really flies by. It's crazy. Crazy out here. All right.